I'm Tad Flakey,
I'm Lilibet Flakey.
and this is Pointless Global News. On today's festive holiday edition, a Trump wax statue gets removed after visitors punch it.
Then, in the future, you may have a raccoon for a pet.
Next, there's a new body wash made just to clean your anus. That disgusting story later. But first, a wax museum in San Antonio, Texas had to pull its Donald Trump statue from public view after repeated incidents in which visitors physically attacked it. Staff at the Louis Tussauds Waxworks ultimately moved the figure into storage because guests continually punched and scratched at it, leaving visible damage. It's a presidential figure, said Suzanne Smagala-Potts, a spokesperson for Ripley Entertainment, the company that owns the museum. Sometimes people will take a swipe at them, but they did that with Obama, Bush, and of course they've done it with celebrity figures as well, so it's just something that happens. Scratches on the statue's face were partially noticeable, according to Ripley's regional manager, Clay Stewart, who spoke to the San Antonio Express-News, the outlet that first noted the removal. When it's a highly political figure, attacks can be a problem, Stewart said. They explained that statues frequently need repairs because visitors cause typical wear while posing with them, especially when people put their arms around the figures for photos. But she added that political figures can be a little bit more polarizing, depending upon which side of the political spectrum you lead, saying, and that's totally fine. We're not a political business. We don't have any biases. And we say, you can take your picture however you like, she continued. Some people like to take their picture with a thumbs up. Some people take a picture with a thumbs down. There's no clear estimate for when the restored Trump statue might return to the exhibit. It would likely go back on display when the new statue of President Joe Biden is, by the way, in the process of still being created. It isn't there yet. But when it is, they'll probably bring back Trump to debut alongside it.
Well, I think the best thing that they should be happy about is that no one decapitated the statue, because instead of just punching it, they could have taken its head off.
Yeah, and that everything going on with politics these days. Anyway, it doesn't surprise me that any of that happens.
So, already comfortable around humans? Could raccoons take the next step and become household pets? They appear to be adapting anatomically to live alongside humans, leading to possible domestication, according to a study. Researchers at the University of Arkansas in Little Rock, UALR, researchers noticed anatomical changes in raccoons and wondered if these cute critters, widely regarded as outdoor pests in Toronto, could be undergoing a domestication process simply by spending so much time around people. The first piece of evidence, according to the study published in Frontiers of Zoology, is urban raccoons have smaller snouts compared to their rural counterparts, which is similar to patterns seen in other domesticated species. Like dogs, which evolved from wolves, urban raccoons displayed shorter snouts than their rural cousins. But the real draw is the easily accessible garbage in cities. Trash is really the Kickstarter, said senior study author Raphael Alesh, assistant professor of biology at UALR, in a news statement. Wherever humans go, there is trash. Animals love our trash. It's an easy source of food. All they have to do is endure our presence, not be aggressive, and then they can feast on anything we throw away. Researchers say many people think of domestication as a purely human-driven, unnatural process, but animals can also adapt to people by seeking food and protection from predators. Over time, these conditions can lead to traits associated with domestication. In order to survive with humans, animals can appear tamer and less fearful. The researchers hope to study other urban mammals next, such as armadillos and possums, to see if similar domestication patterns are evident. Well, I would stay away from armadillos. They are capable of transmitting leprosy to humans. That 9-banded armadillo is a source of leprosy.
Plus, they're so scary looking, at least in my opinion.
Well, I don't want to cuddle up with that. I don't want to cuddle up with a raccoon or a possum. No, or even a skunk. No, thank
What
you.
about that chubby possum that's been frequenting our front
No,
porch?
it took us about 5 minutes watching the videotape of that thing crossing our porch to figure out it was just a really fat possum. I'm gonna pass.
You are, okay.
Yeah.
Well, finally, when was the last time you thought about your skincare down there? If your go to is lathering up with a standard bar of soap or a body wash, some experts say you could be setting yourself up for a real pain in the ass. Enter Asset, a cheeky brand putting your backside front and center with dermatologist backed products designed specifically for your derriere. There are brands that represent almost every inch of your body and tackle intimate problems, but no brand has dedicated itself to the butt until Asset, said founder and CEO Chad O'Connell. It's the ultimate taboo. He says it's one worth breaking. Before launching Asset, O'Connell surveyed 568 people and found that a whopping 93% had experienced butt related problems at some point in their lives. More than half said that they dealt with anal irritation, but it hasn't happened more than maybe just a few times in the past year. In any case, though, anal irritation does not discriminate, O'Connell said. It affects everyone equally: men, women, gay, straight, all ages, all backgrounds. Most of these issues crop up within 2 inches of the anus, a highly sensitive zone known as the perianal area, or as the announcer on those Jardiance commercials refers to as the area between the anus and genitals, better known as the taint. That's just my additional comment on that. But I digress. There are some people that experience issues like, excessive itching, inflammation, pain, swelling, and discomfort commonly associated with hemorrhoids and fissures. Already delicate, the skin only gets thinner with age, making problems more common over time. Everyday habits can make things worse. Using traditional soaps back there, over wiping, relying heavily on wet wipes, sweat buildup, and sitting or standing for long periods of time all put stress on this sensitive area, O'Connell explained. Add in factors like pregnancy and labor, constipation, anal play, hair removal, or even heavy lifting at the gym, and you've got a perfect storm for discomfort going on back there. Most people will deal with perianal irritation at some point. They just don't talk about it. He speaks from experience. Before launching Asset, O'Connell had suffered from a lifetime of chronic hemorrhoids, fissures, and inflammation despite good hygiene and overall health. A pain in my ass put an idea in my head, he said. What if there was a brand that was all about butts? While there were products on the market like numbing creams and greasy balms, O'Connell said they were short term fixes. I was tired of using reactive care products that never actually solved the problem, he said. I needed a daily nourishing solution that simply did not exist. Creating one, however, was no small feat. It's extremely tricky to formulate for that part of the body. And then, of course, there's the stigma. There's a real layer of prudish, Puritan energy at play when we're talking about a polarizing erogenous zone. All these factors make anal health an uncomfortable, often avoided topic. Our mission is to take the taboo out of taking care back there, he said. That starts with normalizing conversations about anal health and proper care. So O'Connell rolled up his sleeves, teamed up with a dermatologist and cosmetic chemist, and launched Asset's flagship product, the Whole Serum, back in 2023. And that's whole spelled with the letter H, not the letter W. Asset also created a whole cleanser for the shower, skipping the harsh surfactants and fragrances found in most soaps. Together, the cleanser and serum make up Asset's Whole Essentials, a two-step daily routine that's pH balanced, fragrance-free, paraben-free, and phthalate-free. It's great for anyone who needs a little extra care due to mild discomfort or irritation from things like waxing, shaving, intimacy, sweat buildup, friction, or excessive wiping, or for anyone who simply wants healthier, more radiant skin. Asset also manufactures a special towel dedicated for your backside. No surprise here, it's called the butt towel, and it highlights the importance of completely drying perianal skin. Excess moisture between the cheeks can lead to issues as small as an itch, and in some cases can contribute to an environment where fungal irritation is more likely. The brightly colored cotton towels are clearly labeled, eliminating any awkward mix-ups. Most of the time, any cross-contamination is harmless, but people simply don't like the idea of drying their face with the same part of the towel that they used on their butt. At the heart of all this is a bigger goal. Millions of people live with anal irritation every day and accept it as their normal, O'Connell said. People are embarrassed, symptoms get ignored, and a highly preventable cancer perhaps ends up affecting far more people than it should. Asset's aim, he said, is to make butt care, hemorrhoids, and fissures as normal as skin care, acne, or dandruff. And, there you go. There's the great idea for that someone special to give some of these products for Christmas.
Ted, you promised that this would be a festive edition. I failed to see the festivity in raccoons, armadillos, buttholes. I'm sorry. I don't think that you gave what you sold at the beginning of
I'm
the
a strange
pod.
creature. I know that.
Yeah, nothing festive here.
But, somebody has to talk about it, right?
No, they don't.
No, they
because
don't.
you also said most people don't want to talk about it. They don't.
Yeah.
They may not want to hear about
we're,
it either.
We're trying to break through that barrier.
Okay. All right.
That at least that's where I'm coming from. So I forgot to mention, for those of you that follow us, you may have noticed that last week we didn't have a podcast, and that's something that happens on a rare occasion. It seems to happen more often this time of year. There just isn't a whole lot of funny stuff going on, and frankly, we didn't have anything to talk about, so we didn't do a podcast. So that being the case, this time of year, there's a chance we might not do one next week. If there is something to talk about, we will. And if not, we will see you again in 2026. And that's a wrap for another Pointless Global News. Be sure to follow us wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Tad Flaky.
I'm Lilibet Flaky.
Stay pointless, my friend.